హలో హలో
వచ్చింది బాగా ఇందులో రావట్లేదా?
హలో హలో
వస్తుంది.
వస్తుంది. 1 2 3 ఒకసారి స్టూడియోలో అడుగుదాం. వర్షిని వాయిస్ వస్తుందో లేదో ఒకసారి చూసి చెప్పండి. ఓకే
ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, నెక్స్ట్ టైము మనం ఏదైనా చేయాలంటే వైర్లెస్ పీసీ ఆల్రెడీ
రావట్లేదు దీంట్లో. చెక్ చెక్.
ఆప్షన్ ఉంచు ఉంచు సార్.
hello.
సెట్ చేసాం మళ్ళీ మీరు స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే మళ్ళీ కెమెరాస్
అవునా let him only announce then you only I think you can what you can do is you just take your seat there and you can just start saying on the occasion
మాట్లాడు
Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
what's his name hello hello
Hello, hello. Hello.
which is so hello guys. Firstly, thank you so much for coming. You know, a lot of, I think, seeing a turnout, no matter 10, 20 or, you know, for a gaming event in Hyderabad. So thank you first of all. So I take this, you know, yeah. So firstly, I'll kind of give a brief on why we are doing this event. A couple of minutes, no, you know, not take much time. So Hyderabad, like my good friend, you know, we had a chat, you know, before. So a lot of people, you know, probably don't know Hyderabad for some reasons, right? So, so we wanted to first of all do something where there is a lot of talent in Hyderabad, but you know, people think it's only IT services. When it comes to creative talent and in the area of gaming and Metaverse, right? So there are a lot of startups, companies and innovators and a lot of OGs like, you know, the one that we're going to talk to. So very simple agenda. The Hyderabad Gaming Weekend is a place for getting the gaming ecosystem to one platform, right? With that as a high level agenda, we started you know, this event, and thanks to our you know, the venue partners and the co-organizer, that is E-Galleria Mall. So they also were very much upbeat about doing something specifically in the area of tech, and the entire property and the building is built like, you know, a technology mall, right? So that is also a brief background why we are doing this here, right? Rather than a convention center or a HICC, because they also have a vision to kind of make this a techno-centric mall, right? So we, you know, are doing this with them, and I represent a company called Go Digital now, which is a digital venture studio where we kind of promote digital. So our mandate is to kind of come up with concepts like these. So we created the IP of, you know, the gaming weekend. And thanks to all the gaming startups that are part of this, so we pulled some 10 games as part of this weekend, where people can come play games during the weekend, that is today, tomorrow and day after. And this is one of a kind because it's not like a developer specific, it's like anybody enthusiast can just walk in, can play games, can meet startups. And these are not like games like Fortnite and, you know, the other established game. These are all startups. So if you really were to kind of, you know, talk to startups, it's not going to happen on a daily basis in the area of gaming. So we decided to kind of, why not make a platform for it? And we have support from a lot of people, including the next speakers that are coming, to kind of identify the ecosystem. And also thanks to STPI, Image Tower, and few other people who actually helped us curate it. And the moderator, I think Raunak also helped a lot to kind of create. He himself runs a company called Coolgen Interactives, which is a gaming startup, and the next session would be curated by him. He'll be hosting a couple of speakers that we have for today's you know, agenda. One, Mr. Rajatojha, the CEO and founder of Gametronics and host of other gaming companies. So he'll kind of talk about, you know, Metaverse, which is probably his latest thing. I think he's been an OG in a lot of areas. We also have Kapil, who's been like in the consulting space and now the CEO of Meta Studios, passionate about Metaverse, and we had an amazing chat with, you know, in IIT Bombay that led to this sort of thing, and happy that he's here. So a big round of applause for both of the speakers who are here, and already, you know, everybody else who's joined. So over to Raunak. So Raunak will take it from here and hosting the event. So thank you guys. Thanks. Over to you.
First, I want to say thank you, Kashyap, to give me this opportunity. And as I was into the gaming industry, I always fascinate about Metaverse. And I think today is the best time to introduce in a very normal language so that people will understand. So before that we continue, I want to call upon Rajatojha, CEO and founder of Gametronics. So Rajat, before we continue, I just want to set up some ground. So for that, I want to you to explain about what is Metaverse in a very general perspective so that everyone can understand. Please go ahead.
Before that, I'll take the liberty of explaining Hyderabad to people who are ignorant, right? So Hyderabad is the most thriving ecosystem there can be, right from the government level. When we started Metaverse, I'll come to that. The second client I had was the Telangana government. When did you see that, a government taking, plunge into something which is so new and so this thing, and so very forward thinking. And when I made Hyderabad my home, there was a reason. Hyderabad was the capital and it still is almost the capital of, the game industry in India. Of course, DSK happened in Pune and that stole some, shine from us, but Hyderabad is awesome. Coming back to what is Metaverse, right? So the question, but Hyderabad is super awesome. Right from colleges to the government, to the companies, to this ecosystem, to T-Hub, to people like STPI Image Tower and dedicated Image Tower and everything. So let me sell Hyderabad first, so it's done. So now coming to the most interesting thing, what is Metaverse? So, too much confusion, even developers, they are confused, or they sell the confusion because that makes the whole world go round, because it's easy to raise fund when you start calling something as Metaverse. It's easy to go out and say that you are Metaverse hero because it's easy. So we also have our own, definition, just like everybody has. The only thing is we are not out there to raise fund, and we are not, we actually sit at the other side largely, but so our thesis is very simple. People call immersive world as Metaverse, right? Gamers are living in that world forever, right? Even if you talk about social immersive world, Second Life has been around for ages, right? 2003 August onwards, right? So that's also done. Even if you say immersive world where you can do certain activities, and then there is a lot of social interaction. Even Call of Duty and other games you can actually talk, like Counter-Strike also. Like you're meeting people, you are in an immersive world. For me, immersive world again, and then people started selling their old dabbas in the name of Metaverse with their VR headsets. Put in VR headset, it's Metaverse. Like, come on guys, if that is Metaverse, that was there since 2006. They're pulling out all their old junk, and bringing it back in the name of Metaverses and saying, see, here it is. We made those kind of things in 2006 with Vuzix headset, where we actually delivered to, defense forces. And I was talking to Colonel here, and I said, like, we have simulated every single weapon Indian Army uses, every single tank, not every single, but T-72, T-90, BMP, ICVs and all. We've done. So then what is the missing element? What is, so we have covered the social interaction part, we have covered the immersive world, we have covered VR. All these things they don't define Metaverse. For us, Metaverse is when there is economy in the center of everything, and the interoperability, which we keep on saying, decentralization part of your assets. Imagine your Hello game, but can you take your gun around in other games and stuff? So it should be on a layer, it should be on a chain where we can actually, it should be interoperable. It's again, we are not there yet, but everybody, whoever is part of some part of the, I'm in the board of World Metaverse Forum, where we are trying to define what is the right definition, and this is the current accepted, this thing, economy. And when KPMGs and people like KPMG, they come, KPMG, Accenture, and lovely PwCs and Deloittes of the world, they come and they say people are going to spend 4 hours in Metaverse, right? In next few years. What are they going to do? Why are they coming? Are they coming for just the assets, just for immersive world experiences, just for this thing? No. Immersive world experiences just for this thing? No. They're gonna live in there. right? And why are they going to live in there? Because that's the place where they're going to make money also and spend their money and earning also. It's the Instagram, how you see like kids, they live in there, right? And there are people who are creating reels, right? They make a lot of money for buying things. They go out the Instagram. Now Instagram shop is also there, is a thing. But they go out, go to their Mintras and Flipkarts and all these guys, and then they do it, right? While in the true metaverse, and we are working with some of the largest possible player in this domain, where we are bringing both the options of earning and burning there will probably unfold, because I don't want to answer this question in such a long one. So, very simply, social immersive world where our assets are interoperable and at the same time it's completely decentralized, as we say, and economy is in the center of it. When we actually have our trailer, the biggest font and the biggest thing what we throw on people's faces is economy, right? वो नहीं है तो सब बकवास है, ना कोई नहीं आने वाला, ना कोई टिकने वाला, आके निकल जाने वाले हैं सब, ठीक है? And मैं उस जगह 4 घंटे तभी निकालूंगा जब मैं वहां पर जी सकूं. जीने का तरीका वही है कि वहां पर मैं कमा भी सकूं और उड़ा भी सकूं. And that's what is happening, and that's what is going to happen. And then so that's my this is what metaverse is for me.
Perfect. That is wonderful perspective, I guess. Even I was imagining something else. So yeah, yes, definitely. Yeah, we can come up with even 50 or more. Everyone have 2 or 3 definitions for that. Right. Yeah, and also I want to highlight one of the thing, like you supported Hyderabad, right? I'm from Hyderabad. Hyderabad made me a game developer. Hyderabad made me a founder. So I'm very glad to Backstage Pass. I'm passed out from Backstage Pass. I was in Hyderabad, and I started my first gaming company here. So Hyderabad is a good place and good ecosystem where I can meet people and get mentors. So definitely, guys, Hyderabad is not a bad place to start on. So moving ahead, I wanted to ask you a personal journey, how you came up to a metaverse from a gaming industry. Okay, I want to just have a quick snaps of that.
So yeah, I'm in the industry for 28 years now. I've been making video games. I still don't see metaverse different from video games and all. So I'm still continuing that journey. I'm not branching out or anything like that. So I started. So some of the games, you guys, I don't know if you're aware, and some of the games I have IPs of Prince of Persia, Resident Evil, Battlefield, Splinter Cell, Asura's Wrath. My name's on it in various forms and factors. I worked with Jordan Mechner for Prince of Persia in the earliest days of Prince of Persia, and very closely associated. You know, so I have been making games. I own the theme park and arcade rights of all the games I named already. So I'm like the global, even Capcom wants to do it, they cannot, they have to come to me for, and I built a video game theme park in Dubai called Hub Zero. Which actually got nominated for Brass Ring Award, which is the Academy Awards of theme park also. So, so that's a long story. But yeah, so I've been doing this, and other than that, I started my entrepreneurial journey in 2012 in the US. So most of my time was, of course, there. Then only you can work on these kind of titles and stuff. Briefly for a year in Belgium. But yeah, so in 2012, I decided to get into the, before that also, like while operating out of there, we built India's first PlayStation 3 games back in those days called SNS, which reached worldwide top 10 charts also on PlayStation. Surprising, because it was kind of a Lagan movement for us, you know, because the game was completely done here in Hyderabad. You know, people who never made games forget about making console game. And that too on PS3, which used to, that architecture of PS3 suck. You know, a big time. So we did that, and in 2012 I started my company, today we have presence everywhere. How Metaverse happened in 2014? Again, the wrong definition of Metaverse, as people say. When we were doing a lot of, I started another vertical within my company called Games For, which now is a dedicated thing and all, but where we were doing for businesses. Like Games For is like games for banks, games for hotels, games for hospitality, games for this, games for that, all corporate level games, basically for training purposes. So one of the leading private sector bank reached out to us, and then the same thing we did for Microsoft as well, where 5,000 people were in the single room, and 3 of the CEO and ex-CEO of Microsoft were talking to them. Same thing happened with ICICI Bank also. So if you were still saying that immersive world where people can come and people can talk, another thing, we did it in 2014, right? And we did that, but when we were doing other IPs, another IP we did is SGS, which is the virtual. It's a pre-alpha right now. It's a virtual reality game. It's on Steam. We are going to launch it very soon on all the platforms possible. So now, especially now, quick, because he mentioned quick. So we brought it back to life in 2020 before pandemic happened. We wanted to get into the Web3 space because we were like a believer of that, especially understanding from different games and success stories and stuff. And we built our own chain instead of going after any existing chain and stuff. First step was building our own chain. The second thing is building the game layer on top of that. And all the successful metaverses right now, be it UEFN, which is now getting into the true sense of metaverse also. You can always see that their genesis is games, right? Fortnite is a game, and that gives the reason for people to keep coming back. So I'm still continuing that journey, So and it's been awesome. If I've spent 28 years in one industry, I'm pretty sure it's a great industry. Otherwise, I get bored very quickly and easily.
That's amazing, actually. So actually, I also wanted to your perspective to the policies Metaverse needs, especially with how the government is going to tackle this. Because that's one of the questions I always have in my mind. Today, I think I got an opportunity.
Yeah, a lot of, in fact, I have been interviewed, I think, maximum number of times this question has come up in all my interviews globally or whatever, even on the TV is always like how the government is going to handle. So again, it needs to be that big that government takes it seriously, So it's not even, like there is this Biper Joy is coming somewhere, Bipar Joy, Biper Joy, however you want to call it, I don't know. Then there is election coming, all these things are coming. It's such a minuscule thing for the government to even bother about. At this moment is unfortunate, but the thing is, crypto and other things, government will definitely, come with, their regulations very quickly because it creates the alternate governance, right? Government hates to share power, right? And if you give power to the public, the government power is gone, right? So they don't like it. So first thing, crypto maro, done. Unfortunate thing is most of the people think Web3, blockchain, crypto are the same thing. Crypto is a use case of that thing, So people have a different, again, a lot of confusion is created by developers also. Forget about, in the community. So government is, right now it's taking the only steps government is taking is because Daler Paji कपिल शर्मा शो पे चले गए और हमारे नंबर जाके बोल दिया उन्होंने कि हाउ मच वी मेड मनी नेक्स्ट डे द गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट वाज सिटिंग इन माय ऑफिस आस्किंग पैसा कहाँ है but the thing is that there is just like we spoke about 50 different definitions of something. How do you regulate something which has different definitions? But we are working closely, and especially our Twaga, which is a very active forum we have in Hyderabad, and we are working with different kind of policy makers, just like we have policies for our animation industry and other thing. We are figuring out how we can do that in the blockchain and Web3 space also. In fact, from what I'm seeing is that we are getting tremendous amount of support. I will talk about the regulation, but support-wise, when ISRO wanted to do something, they came to us immediately. And we want to make ISRO cool, right? And especially for kids and all those things. And that has been my pitch. One of the theme parks we are making in Bangalore is with ISRO, right? And my problem is always that in India also people wear NASA T-shirts. You ask someone, I want to be astronaut. Oh, really? Okay, what's your goal? Oh, NASA. Like, why? ISRO has 85% success rate compared to 63% success rate of NASA, but NASA has done way too many things. So if we are talking about it in terms of percentage, we have a great success rate, technically speaking. So yes, so there has been amazing things. So I think there has been support. At one hand, the second side is the NFTs and all those things, because there is a lot of crypto part associated, which I think will take its own sweet amount of time, especially just like online gaming and other things are being regulated. The similar kind of regulations will come. Bigger problem, and the number one problem for me is how people actually treat each other there. All the kind of issues like Facebook came up with their capsule system, to protect, harassment kind of a thing and stuff like that. So I think there has to be some onus is on us at this moment to make it a safer place. Government will not come and regulate this anytime soon. Government will definitely regulate things happening on the NFT front and crypto front, but rest of the things onus is on developer to make it a safer, good, happy place so people come and spend time. I'm a metaverse guy, not necessarily a crypto guy, so I will not even go down that path. So metaverse is a safe place, and we need to make it a safe place, and we are providing a safe place for people to come and enjoy.
I think I agree you more on the path of where everyone has to take the responsibility to make it safe. Because even as a gamer, we used to do online gaming, and there's a lot of toxic gamers around the world. So yeah, nobody can stop that, because it's public. People will, if they have the mouth, they will speak. So it's all about
We do KYC when we think the content is sensitive. We had a rajatojha in one of the events and stuff. So we did, we did KYCs for people coming in, because even though you're having digital daru, we didn't want you to have that, and we didn't want you to patronize that. When we did Telangana event and ISRO event and all those, every single person had an invite. It was an invite only. So all the checks and other things were done before that itself. And Metaverse is much more open than closed events. We are not an event platform. Events happen. People are, even when you go there, you'll see people visiting, talking to each other and all those things. So we are like Chalta Firta Facebook, Chalta Firta Tinder, Chalta Firta LinkedIn, however you want to use it. So again, there'll be a lot of AI use cases. People say, oh, suddenly all the Metaverse guys moved to AI. No. We didn't move to AI. We are using AI to complement whatever we are doing. And to enable things where whatever you are talking, can I actually censor if I want to? Whatever you are texting, can I censor that? If you are putting all those kind of things, can I make your KYC digital? Can I make it? Even the creation of the world, we recently released a tool called Brahmand. Right? So in Brahmand, you can just with a text prompt, you can get the 3D world the way you want. And there has been a lot of news about it and stuff, Money Control and ET Times and all these guys actually covered it. It's still accessible only to people like Atkins and Bangalore Airport and some guys, we haven't openly give it out to everyone, but in October we are handing out to the public. So you want to build your store, you can build the way you want, but there will be a lot of other AI filtering the content which will go there.
perfect. I think this is too much of knowledge. So so actually, I wanted to specify a very specific use case of Metaverse, like working in collaboration. Okay, like what do you think? What's the future of it, and how is going to expand in its own?
That's a very simple, easy, immediate use case of Metaverse working in collaboration. We learned it, with Zoom, Meet, and all those things, and people like. We had been using Discord, for our internal meetings and everything, people share streams and, that's our everyday review meeting tool also. We have people across the world working with us, and Discord is so that is already happening in one format, right? Passing it on it to the avatar systems and all those kind of other things, there has to be so there is a reason why you'll be doing it. Are you guys aware of Skyroot? Shame on you guys. so come on, India's the first private sector rocket which actually hit the space, came from Hyderabad, Pawan, right? So amazing guys, I love them. I love what they're doing. Imagine working in collaboration, right? They have 10 scientists sitting in America, 15 scientists sitting in Hyderabad, 5 scientists in Bangalore, 2 scientists in Bombay, and so on and so forth. Now they want to discuss the, the thruster systems or something like that. There is no other better way than immersive world. I'm not getting into the metaverse per se, because I'm going to the Facebook's horizon definition of metaverse right now. You bring the whole system right here, possible with video format or PPT format or any format. So working in collaboration in these kind of scenarios is absolutely no brainer. I still don't call it a true metaverse because of my definitions and stuff like that. And soon the world is also kind of differing, more. I have seen your platform just now, pretty brilliant stuff. That is actually fit into my definition, where people are coming, creating, building on their own, running on its own. That is the power of that thing, interoperable chain where things are moving back and forth without your interference. There is no authority on that, permissionless environment kind of, so these are like complicated words to confuse the people sitting here. But going back to that still fits into my thing. But yes, working in collaboration in all those kind of things. If I want to discuss any master plan, even tactical forces tomorrow, they can bring all the kernels, all the Faujis from different places and stuff, and they can actually do the tactical planning right here itself. There is no better way to do the tactical planning than in in an immersive world, where multiplayer immersive social world basically. So yeah, so it's definitely it's absolutely no brainer. Like, you're gonna see more and more use cases. I still don't buy my Mark Zuckerberg's solution, but still, thank you.
Yes, definitely. Even I work in Unreal, so even I work in a 3D like collaboration way, and it's amazing. It's one of the best things, and it's useful. It's very, very useful for even especially for designers. Yeah. So my next question goes to you. What role can cryptocurrency and the blockchain holds in the metaverse? Like, what exactly?
Blockchain is the backbone, right? So it's running on, that's the soul of a true metaverse, as I'm speaking, and that's why off-the-chain metaverses are not metaverses for me. Again, I'm biased, but I'm biased because I took a very calculated decision when it started. I could have gone with the off-the-chain metaverse also, which is off-chain kind of thing, because that time that was easier for me, coming from the Unreal background, coming from game background and all those things. Build an immersive world, add VR and say, hello, here is my metaverse, right? It's as simple as that, what Horizon does and all these guys do. So I don't think, so blockchain remains, because we are talking about interoperability, we are talking about NFTs and utility-based NFTs. Yeah, we are talking about how we can actually earn money, how we can spend money. Of course, that can be switchable to money is always bringing the crypto part, but not necessarily. In our system, we have a Razorpay system and ETH system as well. So it's a bullion. We set it to, take fiat currency, it does fiat currency. So crypto, I won't say at this moment, just to be safe and just because it's getting recorded, and I don't want, government officials to knock my doors again, is a choice. But blockchain is the soul. You can't live without that, so.
Perfect. So at the end, actually, I wanted to ask you, what was your lessons in this journey, the translating from the gaming industry to a metaverse industry? Okay. Yeah, you definitely. Even I agree, metaverse is nothing but an expansion of a gaming industry. But if you see what challenges you face in the transitions, yeah.
Oh, so very interesting question though. Sorry, that was just a joke. When you're making a game, what defines the game? The rule sets, right? You are playing by the rules of the designer, not by your own rules and stuff, right? It's even though you're playing Far Cry, or you're playing Elden Rings, or you're playing Witcher, where tons of options are there, all the options are provided by one guy somewhere, sitting somewhere, right? He is the core guy, right? So consider this like my house rules, right? Versus the minute you step out, right? It's a the things you can do and you do, right, are your choices. There are so many choices you make, so many things you do, you know, and that's why I hate some of the. Have you played Riders Republic? Recently got to know you. Just in case if you want to keep using their bikes and stuff, you need to keep paying them 2,000 rupees every year. Like why? Like why should I do that? I bought the game, right? So like we all know how, you know, Ubisoft and all these guys have, you know, lost the plot with in-app purchases, even in the console games and stuff and all. But still, the rules are defined by someone. Now I'm talking about a Wild West, right? You come in, you do whatever shit you want to do, right? You want to make money, you decide the rules of making money. Instagram, there's this guy Trevor, right? Golden Retriever dog, makes $5 million a year, right? Banana and 5 million or 5 crore, sir, 5 crore, sorry. So, but a year, dog, right? So my dog sleeps, you know. So, but the thing is that interesting aspect here is that it's giving you a platform, you know, where people are taking decisions and doing whatever they want to do, right? Similarly, in Metaverse, I had to think from that point of view. What all possibilities I can provide that people feel that they can do pretty much everything, but still be somewhere under my governance, be the god, be the government, right? Where you know tax lenge, you know they cannot commit certain crimes. So I'm doing the policing part right now a little bit, but people don't realize. Van Heusen recently opened a store in my Metaverse. It was their choice what kind of store they wanted to open. It was their choice. It was their choice to bring in the band also for the opening day. Of course, band part was done by us because we have not handed over that tool yet to the people. So we did the showbaji and all those things, but we are in November also. We are also handing it out to, like, your 4 friends. One guy can go and drum, one other person can hold the guitar. You can create your own band with all the aesthetics and everything. You know, one click particles, one click this, one click this. So it's a wild west. So thinking of all possibilities or kicking out all the possibilities and letting them do whatever they think is possible is the power of Metaverse and what the power so that required a lot of understanding and everything, and still I won't say that we have even scratched the surface. You know, we're working with 240 plus brands right now. We have a very decent 180,000 daily active users coming on our plate. To the entire thing, you know, yet we are figuring out. It will take 5 years probably. Then we'll call ourselves whatever launcher for their devices and stuff. So this electronic brand is working with us. We are already working with one of the large everyday, which is run by Airtel. That feeling, come do whatever shit.
Yes, I think I one more. I think the future of Metaverse will be, and how close are we to have the interconnectivity in a whole Metaverse thing, like different platforms, because that's what I'm waiting for. I want to use my Fortnite skin.
Now, again, the definition of far has changed. The definition of far sometime back was 20 years. Then it got reduced to 7 years. Now far is 3 years. When we say like technology cycles are happening every 3 years now, right? You just look back and you'll understand what I'm saying. You know, so but I think in I would say 20. I don't want to say the number, but yeah, this is very usual way. Like in-app purchase, right? You know, when it happened, it became the thing. After 2013, 2014, people used to say, okay, this is the thing, this is the way games operate. And all those image CV-driven things and stuff like that, such a cool concept. But now they're called filter. Even Tom, Dick, and Harry can use it, right? So you don't realize there is a layer of technology right there, and it's just a very simple use cases. And when use cases become bigger than the term, so and when people say metaverse, are you using phone, WhatsApp, calculator, and or your iOS is the future? If you're talking about the future, that it was. If I want to, without knowing, saying my friend the way I want, it's concept. They'll realize the we and in the TV
makes sense. And thank anything call Kapil from Meta Studios. Small introduction of yourself.
No, first of all, I think Kashyap. Yeah. I don't know what all to add to what he has just said. So, but yeah, really happy to be here. It's a pleasure.
So Kapil, I wanted to start with the same pace. Okay. So first, let me know what was your journey. Okay, like I think you were into consultations and stuff, right? What you faced, if you can highlight few points on that.
Yeah. So I have my journey has been like a graph. I have always been a fan of doing multiple things, and really explored into different ventures in different part of my life. Spent about 10 years in consulting, but at the same time had my own entrepreneurial stints. I've been a founder myself. The first stint was I started a tours and travel company, sold it, then started a music label. That journey began as a DJ, then became a music producer, then started my own music label, ran it for a good 3.5 years, then sold it to an entertainment company outside. And the time I sold it, that was the time when I realized that direct, right, like classic example of music label, that's when I took that decision. As a music label, when do you make money? Artist is the talent. You connect the artist with the audience, fans in today's age, in today's digital world. Like the social media, like if you have, we spoke about making it relevant to the current content. You know, I need to switch gears. And post that, I started my own social media platform for the entertainment sector that was targeted to capture the decentralized side of the world, and providing these tools to the artists. And we put it on blockchain. You know, you create your songs, you connect with your team, and you release those songs via NFTs, merchandise sales, and go-to-market initiatives, and everything all decentralized. So we as a platform will provide you the tools, and you as a creator use those tools to reach to the market. Ran that project for a year, sold it. And that was the exact time, and this is, I'm talking about around 2020. That was the time, you know, I went like way too deep in the whole Web3 ecosystem and realized like this is the thing which is going to change the world. And I finally found my my revolution in our lifetime. Couldn't miss it. So yeah, that's when I see.
I think I would like to take a little pause over here and go to a public, and let's see if they have any questions for Rajat or you related to any metaverse related things. So anyone having any? Yes. Huh?
Realize that that has to be done. Comes to life, how do you, when it's more than any server in the world, right? So the legitimacy of things, you know. One of the thing is that like FTX can always happen, right? Any other use case do you have in mind? I think we need to make it. Absolutely. So I will probably pass it on, not today. Things which are imbibed in a, you know, something like that. So, but the thing is that it's like it just happens, you know, across the world, right? You know, there's so many words I don't want to use right now. You know, we keep using. So the good thing is, in the real world, we are working on completely removing from using third-party tools. Need to have content, all that kind of some 80% wise all and stuff like that. We telling me safeguard we have to anyone. There is a traffic police wale road pe khade hai, police jo khadi do, you know, we have twisted minds. AI will have one track mind, but a lot will depend upon how you have trained AI also. So it's a very cohesive kar lenge hum. You know, we'll whatever our ethos are there, whatever other things are, we'll try and protect those things. And if Decentraland does something, and even an outsider tries and comes and does in a certain way, should be stopped and closed. So.
Anyone having any other questions? Please speak louder.
So, what's the difference between an open world multi-premium and a metaverse? So, let me come to the point. It's not in terms of blockchain and NFT stuff, just in terms of interactivity.
In terms of? Interactivities, you are saying. I don't think any difference, you know. It's just that an open world game will have still set rules, you know. but Metaverse will not have set rules. But in terms of interaction, in terms of social behaviors, in terms of text, chat, other things and stuff, meeting thousands and thousands and millions of people in one single platform, all that is going to be the same thing. That's why I keep saying I'm still in the game industry. Don't say that I branched out to a Metaverse industry. I extended myself to Metaverse industry, but still no difference in terms of interaction. Just the design part, the rule sets and even if you're playing any open world game you'll think of will have certain rules and certain objectives to finish and achieve and stuff, right? In some games you can just be an explorer, but still you need to attain certain things, right? Here, not necessarily. There's a store, you go to the store, you don't want to, it's like walking on Hyderabad road. Osmania biscuit khaya nahi khaya, mera marzi, right? मैंने बिरयानी खाया नहीं खाया मेरा मर्जी. E-Galleria mall में आया नहीं आया मेरी मर्जी. Everything is my marji, right? So it's like meri marji. That's Metaverse.
Sir, another question. So, how from there are multiple mini metaverses. Like if your word is one and his word is one, so how they can be interlinked?
वही तो इंटरऑपरेबिलिटी का बात कर रहे हैं ना हम लोग. अब बस बात कर रहे हैं अभी किसी दिन बनाए. बट द थिंग इज दैट put it on OpenSea and all those things, whatever things which are we are allowing to take from one place to the other, we put it somewhere in our marketplace, some other marketplace, another thing he can buy. And again, interoperability is a very complex structure. There are things which are happening. It's not like there is a reason why Nike acquired Artifact, right? There's a digital shoemaking company. Why there is a reason why Amanpreet Singh makes 5 million. You must be knowing that guy, Delhi guy. Just makes toy faces, right? Because his toy faces work across the chains and stuff, and all those kind of things happen. So there are things which we still we are walled garden, no matter what we say and all those things. But the wall is actually is going down. And with every new move, every new thing and stuff, there is so much underneath. One thing is very clear, that you can put your assets, make it tradable, add utility, increase the price, all those kind of things can definitely happen and happening, and at the same time flooring the price and all those things are also happening. But taking it very conveniently to many metaverses, eventually the end game is just like, there were 7 or 8, social media things before, right? Hi-Fi was there, MySpace was there, and all those guys were there. Finally, everything becomes 1 or 2. There will be 2 players at the end of the day, right? Who are those 2 people? The time will decide. The end game is always like that. In any tech, there cannot be thousands of players in the tech industry. If you are thinking making game is metaverse, then there can be thousands and thousands and thousands of games. But if you are talking about persistent world cannot be many. So end game will be that. But till then, there will be mini, mega, meta, all metaverses, all type of things will be there. They'll try to talk to each other. They'll fail sometime, they'll win sometime, but that's going to happen. And that's happening. It's like interoperability and other things are happening, but in a very sketchy manner. Right?
Okay, if any other questions, just keep it on the mind. After a short break, we will come back, continue. And thank you so much for now. Let's take a break.